Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Otaku Crypt once again. You may have seen my video, basically relaunching this channel, but I am joined today by a person who's been around through all of my online video folly, including the original Otaku Crypt, the crap show that was Kitsune, and basically she, continues to tolerate me as some sort of surrogate brother. I think is the relationship we've agreed upon. But joining me via webcam from her home in the States is PattyPaT. How you doing?
Good. How
Good.
you doing?
Your headphones are giving me life.
Good.
They're
like not my regular ones. I actually have. I actually was a part of the Kickstart for the cat earphones.
yeah.
So I actually have the original ones with the boom mic, but I let the battery die because I was gaming with it. So
Oh, that's awesome.
charging. So I have these other ones because they were on sale that are super.
Still awesome. You showed up cute anime girl for cute anime girl stuff. You dress for the job you want. But so what this little video here is just an introduction to kind of a brilliant idea that Pat had based off of something that I've talked about forever, which is called my 3-episode rule. And it's basically I will give a show 3 episodes before I decide it's worth watching or not, because anime tends to be like in the first episode we spend like 3/4 of that first episode just meeting people, basic world building, and then right before the credits rolled we're actually introduced to the crux of the action or whatever. And the second episode is, a big fight and we get to know powers or whatever, or, more of the source of tension if it's a slice of life type of anime. And then by that 3rd episode you usually resolved that first conflict or first situation, and then you've actually got a feel for what the show is. So yeah, my 3-episode rule, basically deciding whether or not I'm going to watch it. And like Pat is kind of on board with this theory, or at least it interests her.
Yeah.
And so
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah. So we decided it would be kind of fun and maybe a good way to expose each other to new shows, that we would basically challenge each other to watch a new anime and adhere to this 3-episode rule. And I'll let you kind of explain your how you want to actually go about this.
Okay, so it's 3 times charm. We're both giving each other anime. We both have different tastes. I mean, our tastes sort of blend, but overall...
I think fantasy is our intersection, and then from there...
Yeah, we have that, yeah. And so it's definitely going to put us outside our comfort zones in taste-wise. But that's sort of the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
I get to learn a little bit more about Josh. And he gets to learn a little bit more about me. And so we're both going to give yourselves 3 episodes to watch of an anime. And we have, a time, a week or so, to watch it all. And we're only allowed to watch 3 episodes. And we get to say, no, please, no more. Or... please let me continue, but we're only allowed to watch 3 until we film it. So if we really like it, that's going to be hard for us to have to put the stop on certain anime.
Yeah.
And then the person has to basically, off of those 3 episodes, we're going to give you a synopsis of what we've learned and what we think might happen. Both of us like older and finished animes, so... that could be kind of fun for the person who's seen all of it and go like, oh, that's not what happens at all. But, there's that kind of a little bit of fun that will happen, I think.
Yeah.
With our choices. So, yeah, that's how it's going to go.
Yeah. And... yeah, and I think, as we get these, we'll kind of be open to suggestions from anybody. Basically, I think we said if it's on Netflix or Crunchyroll is what we collectively have access to, right? I have a couple more, but you don't. So we'll say Netflix and Crunchyroll, which are incredibly...
you need to get, like, the VPN situation down because like there's so like I can't get Kiss or anything like that.
No, no.
It's so hard.
What about Funimation? It's actually not that expensive.
I could. It's like yeah. I thought about that, and I thought about Hulu getting those ones. I don't mind that, but
Funimation is like the library is really good, but the actual app has been failing me more than I like. So that's been the Funimation debacle, but a lot of shows I love are on there.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Yeah.
So no, it'll definitely be a fun thing, and I'm just like looking forward to. I'm pretty sure Pat is gonna like be sending me a lot of horror stuff, which is like not my usual thing, and I'm sure I'm just gonna be like coming back on air here and going, "What is wrong with you?"
I'm gonna be nice. It's gonna be the first one. It's okay.
All right.
So. Just so you people know, because Josh knows, I like horror anime. I do like slice of life. That is definitely one of the things that if it makes a person cry, like the masses cry, that's usually the anime that I watch. So you get to have the feels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's something I enjoy.
Yeah.
I like anime where I can connect to the characters for a lot of times. I mean, I do like the, Rock'em Sock'em showing every once in a while, but definitely the overall genre that I like is slice of life and with a little bit of horror.
Mm-hmm. What's your most recent like slice of life that you've really loved?
Well, it just came onto Netflix. I read the manga before. I'm an avid manga reader. So it came onto Netflix. So the last like full season I watched was Silent Voice, which I really like that one. Have you seen that one, Josh, or no?
I have watched the trailer. Am incredibly interested, but also like the trailer made me cry.
Oh, so then maybe that one should be my first.
Because like I'll say this because it's right in the trailer. The part where he rips out her cochlear implants.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh no, because I mean my heart was going out to her. Oh
no. Yeah. Yeah, it's more. Slightly more graphic, and you feel more pain, like more like shock of pain when you're reading the manga. But yeah, it's the anime itself did a very good job of anime adaptation of the manga, so that's why I really liked it.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
There's a movie too, and I haven't seen that, but I'm assuming that it's just the synopsis kind of all blends the whole thing into it really quickly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And yeah, for anybody who happens to be new to this, I came into anime on Gundam Wing and basically spent my formative otaku years as a total Gundam head. Pat can attest to that. Gundam Seed was airing as I came into Pat's Anime Club, so that consumed my entire life. But as I discovered how huge the genre was, I obviously dabbled in a bunch of stuff. But I think mech animes is always like where my heart is. I'm always going to go back to it. It's home. Like what I need to like go back to something that feels safe. Mech anime actually feels safe. But also, Pat and I think both love fantasy, so like that's kind of a spot where we overlap. And
you like Record of Lodoss, which is definitely one.
Oh, I think yeah, Record of Lodoss is basically like one of the videos I'm going to do in the future is basically like all these animes ripped off this one from the 80s or 90s. And you see, like, Grand Blue Fantasy, Record of Grand Crest War, it's right in the name. They all come from Record of Lodoss War.
Well, that's because, like, Record of Lodoss War is based off of a D&D campaign.
Yes.
And so many things now that you've, like, have gotten popular and stuff like that are based off of D&D campaigns. I mean, look how popular Adventure Time was. That's a D&D campaign. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And but you see, I will like always like I try to keep open about things, and I've watched my fair share of slice of life. Some of them like you would never expect me to have watched. I'll give you an example. I once watched an anime called Wandering Sun, which was about a. You seen that? It's a show about a young man discovering his gender identity. And people's reaction to it. And, you know, I said, would you have ever expected I watched that show? And I watched all of it.
Oh, wow. That is not what I would expect to hear.
No, I definitely, watched it all the way through because it was, it was so not Japanese.
No, especially with their culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's very not.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's what kind of kept me in place, and you know, I have this weird love-hate relationship with Japanese culture in anime. And that's gonna be a whole video too, right? Like obviously it's their medium, so it's obviously influenced by their culture, but like certain things in their culture are weird to a North American viewer.
Well, that, and they don't a lot. What you see in anime isn't really what is the actual day-to-day culture that you see in Japan. It's sort of like the highlight reel, like, you know, like what
Yes.
the best part. But you don't. I mean, how many animes do you see where there's sexual harassment happening all the time on their buses? You know, you don't see this. Like the high rates of suicide and espousal abuse and all those.
Or have you like looked? I have watched this incredible video, the Kikomori epidemic.
Yeah.
You know, right? Yeah.
It's very interesting in that aspect that they just, you know, a lot of people think like, oh, Japan's awesome and I want to go there, and it's like, maybe not. So
yeah. All right, so we kind of went a little rambly, but I think the point was to get to know us here. So yes, so thanks for Pat for wanting to join in on stuff. I literally just said like I want to start the Otaku Herp again because there's actually some viewers there and some people are actually talking and leaving comments, and I just kind of wanted to talk about anime again, and this seemed like the better place to do it. And you got all excited and wanted to do stuff, and having friends to motivate you is always the best with little passion projects like this. So, yes, so the next time you see the both of us, we will be back to tell you about our first 3-episode challenge, our first third time's the charm. And I think I've got one in mind. It'll all depend on whether or not you've seen it. It's not that it's not that crazy, but it was something that I binge watched and was not expecting to be as into it as I did. So, I think you've got stuff about you've been taunting me with horror stuff, I think, but so we'll see how that goes. All right, so yeah, thank you to everybody for watching. Leave your suggestions if you think there's like some obscure show that you might want either myself or Pat to watch based on kind of our tastes, and if you want to throw us the curveball, by all means.
And you know what? There might be like, I might have seen something and Josh might have seen something and we were like, but the other person hasn't. So it's something where we can go like, oh, well, yeah, I agree with this. They should see this.
Yeah.
So that's something else too. Cause I've seen like a plethora of anime, so I can't always think of all of them. And I'm the same with Josh. So it's not bad to hear feedback and let us know what you think we should put on number one.
Awesome.
Top of the list.
All right, so there might be a video from me before that first challenge is actually done, but if the next time you see us is that first one, we'll be excited to share it with you. I basically don't do the social media thing. I do it too much during the day for work, so It's all YouTube stuff, so subscribe and do stuff here. And then that's where I'll actually respond to it. And, yeah, so thanks for coming along for this, Pat. It's going to be fun.
No problem.
All right. See you, Space Cowboys.